It is time to make the sound to summon the stream. Okay, I know the chat isn't set up yet. I'm just fixing that. Is your fan working overtime or are you boiling tea? That's just the fan. It's just the sound we're going to have to deal with today. And make sure that's on live. Make sure that's on live. Now that I'm actually talking, though, the noise cancellation will probably help to mitigate it a little bit. And it'll probably turn itself into a silent cycle here soon. No, basically no one else showed up last time. So, I did some grinding in between streams. So let me just get our team updated. We did hatch the Happini last time. Hello, Mitsuyo. Welcome to the stream. I will add you to the naming list. Alright, so, let's go over where we're at after my grinding. We've got Reginald, who's now an Infernate. Bardan, Scorp, they're level 36. Rasputin is level 36. Happini has been evolved into their final form and set up appropriately. They are now at level 33. That is not a great nature for them. Gunnicorn and 07 were kind of ignored, but Heisenberg is level 28, Rasputin 36, Sadie is 24, Mebby is 31. I also have almost talked to enough people underground, enough NPCs, to access Spiritomb. And I will demonstrate the method that I was using to do that. Just because my ass can't have been bothered to actually link this to one of my Nintendo accounts. So basically, every section of the Underground has 4 NPC... We're not going to get Spiritomb right now. We are actually not going to get Spiritomb until we have access to the snowy area underground. Just because that's where it's going to be easiest to get the last NPCs. So basically, there are 35 named NPCs that can spawn underground. The trading hikers do not count as them. They are unnamed. These are specifically named NPCs. There are 4 fixed spawn locations in every section of Grand Underground. For this section of Underground, on the east side of those 2 sandies in the grassy area, the first spawn's here, the second spawn is here, and we have Letitia. And then the third and fourth potential spawns for NPCs are over here. And you get 1 NPC spawning in one of these spots each time you load an area fresh. Now, for each of these areas, there is 1 NPC from this list of 35 that they favor over all the others, and it will normally be that NPC. For this area, it is Letitia. But there's also a chance for it to be any of the NPCs. So, the way the area on the west side of these rooms is set up is basically an exact mirror. So now we're loading a different section of the Grand Underground. This would be spawn 1, this would be spawn 2, The normal NPC for this area is Alicia, but it can be anyone, just like I said. It looks like we have Alicia. So basically, I would just run back and forth between these areas, waiting for the NPC to be one of the other ones that it not normally is, and talking to that person, and then just repeating over and over and over and over. Like, here we have Dane. Anyway, there are 6 NPCs that spawn underground that I have not managed to find doing this method. 3 of them have natural spawn points in the northwest or the snowy section of the Grand Underground, which means once I can access that area, I can knock out 3 of those remaining 6 very easily. That will bring me up to a total of 32 out of the 35 NPCs, and that will be enough for allowing me to get the Spiritomb. So I could get it now, but I've already worked on that for like a solid hour and a half, and it's just going to be easier to just wait until we can access the snowy area. But assuming that I've been tracking everything properly, and I'm fairly confident that I have, we are right on track to get a Spiritomb later today. Anywho, let's make a quick change. Just so we have someone, because we've got a honey tree to check. I thought the original method with 2DS was tedious, but this sounds more tedious. It's not terrible. Basically, I mean, yes, it is tedious. But it is definitely not the worst thing I've ever had to do. And I did actually knock out a lot of them very, very quickly. And if you've played through the whole game, you basically have access to the normal spawn points of all 35 NPCs. And you can get your full set of NPC encounters very quickly. Well, very quickly. It would still be like probably a half hour wandering around. Anyway, let's go check the tree. Now, since I did run a rare honey tree checker, there is a chance that it could be a rare spawn. Okay, apparently nothing has decided to spawn there yet. So we're just going to throw... Pardon me. So we're just going to throw Barden back in. Where is my Jirachi? There they are. Alright, and let's go ahead and proceed with the main story. Because we're basically going straight to Fantina. We just have to get through this little side bit with the Galactic Grunt. Hello. And once we go through this entire thing, we will have... hey, Yorp. Oh, man. Yorp. Actually caught a Munchlax on the Honey Tree and Platinum when it first came out. That is awesome. Good morning, Mystic. I swear to God, I get the most audience when I do not schedule my streams beforehand, and I do not understand that. Yorp, it is a real bad time for you to show up, because I have basically grinded my entire team. Sweet. Given the amount of training that I've done, we should actually be pretty damn safe we should be pretty safe to go straight through the 5th and 6th gyms with minimal issue. Alright, Bardan. Show us your power. And I will have my delicious tea. Also, we are on a new route over here. So let's bring up my Poke Earth. And Route 213. Shellas, Weasel, Wingull, Floatzel. I don't like the look of that Ponyta. Day encounters, Shellas, Weasel, Wingull, Floatzel. Night encounters, Shellas, Weasel, Wingull, Floatzel. Honestly, it might just be worth saving Route 213 for a honey tree. The only thing I could really get over here is the Wingull or the Floatzel. I mean, I don't have a water type right now, so yeah, we'll just make it easy. We'll just go for the Wingull and Floatzel. Oh, Cole, I'm glad you're back. We actually missed it. We caught all 3 of the Lake Trio. And somehow a Mega Metagross. It was really weird. Oh, man. If I'd been thinking I should have been growing... Never fished for a Magikarp? So, the way it goes, Mitz, is... this is the 4th in a series of Nuzlockes. Basically, going through the Generation 1 through 4 remake games in order, Fire Red, Soul Silver, Alpha Sapphire, and now ending with Brilliant Diamond. And I'm doing a lockout challenge, a Nuz lockout. So any Pokemon line that I catch in any game is locked out for the remainder of the marathon. So as of start of stream today, I am basically sitting at right around 250 total Pokemon locked out that I am unable to use. If you check down in the description, you'll actually find the full list of all the Pokemon that I have already locked out over the course of this marathon. I can almost guarantee that it is fully up to date and accurate. Also, Mystic, since you are here, we'll put you into the naming queue. Was this our encounter place? Yeah, that Wingull, that was our encounter. So, Route 213 is dead, and I will make a note of it in my spreadsheet. Because I have actually had to resort to spreadsheets, and, exactly, Wingull already was used previously, and was unavailable. The Gen 1 through 4 remake Nuz Lockout Marathon is something I had wanted to do on my channel for, like, a really long time, for several years. And it's been really fun to actually finally get to do it. It's been fun. It has also been a miserable slog with many casualties. In fact, this is our second attempt at Brilliant Diamond, because we lost Infernape to an Onix. Or was it a Steelix? It might have been a Steelix. Point is, I lost Infernape where I really was not expecting it. And yes, we have consistently had the worst possible luck with Ghastlies. For 4 generations, we have had terrible luck with Ghastlies. Good tea this morning. I'm having a basic spice herbal tea. And after this first cup is done, I will be switching to a hot green, which should be pretty good. Since I did grind up enough, I can go back to basically avoiding as many trainer battles as possible. Once we reach the ice area again, I will be turning battle animations back on. I've basically just had them off for the sake of expediting the second attempt. Hello! Blissey is going to beat the shit out of Fantina. We are also guaranteed a Riolu egg once we get to Iron Island. And I am going to check Iron Island's Grand Underground. I don't think it connects to the northwest section of the Grand Underground. But if it does, that means we'll be able to get a Spiritomb earlier today. And that would be a lot of fun. Hello! Yes, I have seen the Psyduck. We can knock out 2 location checks here pretty quick. We are on the Valor Lakefront. So what can we find in the Valor Lakefront? Oh! Oh, it's actually a cool one. Oh, it's actually a cool one. One we have not encountered before. Oh, that is wonderful news. Okay, now how do I not kill it? I think there's a good chance it survives a Thunderbolt from Wunder Weapon. Anyway, Coles, you're top of the name list, so you get to name the Girafarig, assuming that I don't kill it with this Thunderbolt. Oh, this is actually exciting. I love getting a rarer Pokemon. And we are going straight to the 20 Ultra Balls I caught. Ford Crawler. Oh, that's a fun one. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, Valor Lakefront, where we have captured a giraffe rig. Yay! Oh, I'm really excited about that. Reginald is now level 37. Okay, and you wanted Ford, Crawler, there we go. All right. Ford Crawler has been added. Mitz, you are next on the naming list. And we do still have 2 locations we can reach. Okay, Route 214. Let me check my reference here. 214. Ponyta, Geodude, Graveler, Stunky, Girafarig, and Kricketune in the morning. During the day, Ponyta, Geodude, Graveler, Stunky, Girafarig, Kricketune. At night, Ponyta, Kricketune, Geodude, Stunky, Girafarig. It looks like the best chance of a new encounter is at night. Luckily, it is, in fact, almost 10 p.m. Obviously. Hello. So basically, Cricketoon or Stunky would be possible new catches. It is a Ponyta. We already have a Ponyta, so Route 214 is dead. Let's go see if we can get lucky and get a 5% Hippo. Time switching messes up the honey trees, by the way. Ah. So we might not actually get Route 210 today. Excuse me, sir. Disables all time events for a whole day. Gotcha. I did not know that. Alright, so no Route 210 honey tree today. We will, oh, right, I'm in a trainer battle. We will hit the Route 210 tree, possibly rare tree, on Saturday, on our normal stream time. I cannot wait to go through the icy area again, but with a team that can actually handle it. Excuse me, sir. I am trying to get a 5% Hippo. Calls himself Pokemon fan with the most knowledge and doesn't know common stuff like this in the Primo eggs. There's too much Pokemon knowledge for anybody to actually know completely. There are absolutely people with more Pokemon knowledge than me. A lot more Pokemon knowledge than me. However, I would be willing to bet that I have more Pokemon knowledge than probably well over 99.9% of the human population. And I genuinely do not think that that is a stretch, because that still leaves a absolutely insane number of people. Hello, Bronzor. Allow me to introduce you to my flames. I left my little thing with my green tea on the kitchen counter. This is a completely insurmountable problem with no possible means of solving it. Here we go. Ruin Maniac Cave. 5% chance Hippo, 95% chance Geodude. So, probably we're not getting anything here, but, you know, we're going to check it regardless. I said we're going to check it regardless. Thank you. Come on, come on. Give me the encounter and let me roll the nat 20. Give me the 5%. I'm not even under the effects of a repel right now. There we go. Alright, we did not hit the nat 20. So the Ruin Maniac's Cave is dead. We can also check in Pastoria City itself. I did forget that. So that is 35% chance Remoraid. Yep, 35% chance Remoraid with Good Rod. Yeah, I've killed a lot of Pokemon by accident. Cool. Alright, let's see if we get the 35%. We actually did land the 35%. Mitz, you are the one to name this. Here we go. I have retrieved my little thing to brew my cup of green tea. Pour, 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 pour. There we go. Arani Galuska. I like it. It's not a reference I can immediately recognize. So I am supposed to only have a max party size of 4. So even though Ford would be a good position to handle this, we are not going to let Ford handle this. That's the food I'm eating. Ah, excellent. Tank. Okay, Mitz has suggested the name Tank. I did not recognize it as a food. Ultra Ball, go! Yeah, I get it. It wasn't a name suggestion. It's okay. Boom. Alright, Mitz has named a Remoraid Tank. So that is Pastoria City down. Mystic, you are next on the naming queue. Perfect. Where else can I encounter Pokemon right now? Let's see. We have a 35% Barboach in Eterna City. This guy's name is Tank. And let's actually put these guys in the box where they're supposed to be. Alright, let's go for that 35% Barboach. Eterna City... I think that's one of the last areas I can actually check for right now. Alright. Are you suggesting 07 as a name? Because unfortunately, I do actually have another Pokemon already named 07. It was an unknown representing the letter F. I was very proud of that name. Okay, Eterna City is dead. And I think Fantina's gym is actually open now. So let's make a quick check. I know. I don't want to admit how many years it took me to figure out that 07 was in Salute, but the important thing is that I do know it now. We're getting some good catches out of the way today. Alright, Fantina's gym is open. I've got everything we need to completely sweep her using Wonder Weapon. Oh. Never mind. She isn't here. Alright, well, Reginald, back to the front. Next stop, Celestic Town, which will give us another grand underground area and possible encounter. That is what I did not prepare today yet. I did not prepare my Wheel of Names. Okay, there we go. Now that's ready. Alright. Yep, side up quest first. And this time I actually have defog. Hello, Psyduck. Ironigaluska is the only food I eat which has walnuts in it. Neat! Oh, fine. I'll go to Celestic Town. You know, Cynthia, you can probably fly. Why don't you go to Celestic Town? Yeah, let's go ahead and burn through our repels real quick. Hello, Ninja. We have been attacked by Naruto. You also say it horrendously wrong. Oh, yeah, there's absolutely no way I'm pronouncing that properly. I would actually be appreciative if you could provide a phonetic guide to pronouncing it. Linguistics is a passion of mine, and I am always happy to learn to pronounce new things that I'm unfamiliar with. Especially from languages that I am less familiar with. And when it comes to Eastern European and Slavic languages, I am woefully ignorant. You can actually read that shit? Yes. I actually can read International Phonetic Alphabet. But even an approximation would work as well. Sometimes the phonetic alphabet also fails to capture all the exact nuance, although it's definitely helpful. I've actually played around with a site, okay, this is going to sound like a weird sentence, but I've also played around with an internet app called the Pink Trombone, which is effectively a human mouth language simulator, which is useful for basically demonstrating the exact mouth structures, internal and external, which are used for the pronunciation of almost any phonon that the human body is capable of producing. And I actually trained myself with that for the production of a number of phonons which are not found commonly or at all in English. Simply because, well, I find language to be structurally fascinating. But yeah, it's a web app called Pink pink trombone. And no, there really isn't any way to make that sound good. Yeah, all of that is Route 210. You can just spell it, like, in a rough approximation of how to pronounce it as well. You don't really need to go straight to IPA. Besides, IPA is an absolute bitch to get all the characters for. Hello, Onyx. I have no particular grudge against you, but I will end your life. Isn't it Naruto? No. It's actually never been pronounced Naruto. And if you believe that, it's only because the enemy's genjutsu has managed to deceive you. I've never watched any Naruto, but I'm pretty sure that's a sentence that makes sense. Do-do-do. Hello. Hey, Link, which of the girls that you met on your journey do you see yourself ending up with? Zelda, maybe? Nah. Rudo. Gonna cobble it together and send it to you via DMs. Okay. Also, I thought the Naruto thing was clever. Everyone should clap for me. How dare you, Ninja? You must be that Sasuke. Yeah, you look like a Sasuke. Thank you, Barden. Thank God it doesn't have any accent marks. Gold Bat. Actually don't like that. Barden has been astonished. What a truly astonishing development. Nice drink of water. I'm taking your smoke ball, Sasuke. Let that be a lesson to you. Don't suck. Hello, bird keeper Brianna. It is a pleasure to meet you and your bird. That cage is too small for a hoot-hoot. Knock towel. Hello, sir. It sure would be a shame if something happened to you, like close combat! That's the sound that close combat makes. Thank you, Coles. I will be sure to check that later on. Alright, we reached Celestic. That was nice and easy. Does Celestic have any possible encounters? If it does, it'll be on my list. Yes, it does. It is also a 35% Barboach. And then we can do the Grand Underground here as well. Hello. I love how there's a guy in town threatening to use a bomb, and all this old lady can say about it is, that's so rude. Alright, Celestic Town is dead. We found a Magikarp, which we cannot catch. Alright, let's head into the Grand Underground. So, first thing we need to do is determine what Pokemon we will be able to get in the Grand Underground. So, let's do our wheel spin. Here are the 3 types of caverns that appear in this section of the Grand Underground. And we will be getting an encounter in the Star Gleam Cavern. Okay. So let's see what sort of things can be found in the Star Gleam Cavern. Well, the first possibility is Ghastly. It could also be Togepi, Houndoom, Smoochum, Togepi, Houndoom, Smoochum, Elekid, Ralts, Duskull, and Absol. Ralts, Duskull, Absol, and I believe that is all of the possible Pokemon that can be encountered in this area. So let's see what we get. What can we capture here? It almost delivered us a Ghastly, but instead it has landed on Togepi. Unfortunately, Togepi and the whole Togepi line I don't have the Togepi line on my list. Did I never hatch a Togepi egg in Soul Silver? There's no way I never hatched the Togepi egg in Soul Silver, right? Hold on, I actually need to check my VOD real quick and check. Because if I didn't, a Togekiss is actually one of the more powerful things I could possibly have? You counted the Togepi and Primo eggs as the same place. Oh my god, that's right, I got through the Primo egg instead! Oh my god, I think Togepi is actually live. Holy hell. Holy hell. Which town is that? It's, Um... Hold on, where the hell are you? Yeah, yeah, oh my god. Oh my god, I never actually got Togepi. Okay, holy shit. Okay, this is actually massive. Seriously, if we get a Serene Grace Togepi, a Paraflinch build Togekiss can solo almost anything in the entire game. Like, that is not an exaggeration. What do I have that could hurt it without killing it? Probably maybe. Okay. Sorry, Infernape, you are going to be a Staravia real quick. Oh my god. Okay, so Stargleam Cavern Togepi. That is the encounter we are going to be able to catch here. If something else happens to run into us before we find a Togepi, it's not going to count. The rolling of the wheel is basically meant to evoke a random encounter. My plan was to hit it with one quick attack. Do you think it dies to one quick attack? If one quick attack is too much, then we're going to have to go weaker. There is no possible way that a level 21 Giraffurig's Confusion kills a Togepi in one hit. Especially not when that Togepi is going to be... like in the... with a level in the 30s. Okay. So we just have to keep reloading the room until we find a Togepi. Togepi is our randomly selected Pokemon. Yeah, Togepi is about the most baby of baby Pokemon. While running into something else will not disqualify Togepi, I am still making an effort not to do that. I think Togepi has something like a 5% chance to be one of the spawns. And just pray that we don't get one that has the hustle ability. If it has hustle, it is box fodder forever. Because hustle is garbage. Woohoo! Oh. Yeah, that is a strong green tea. I have seen Hustle Adamant Togepi before. Oh no. Sooner or later, a Togepi will spawn. I do want to make sure I check this very carefully. Okay. Togepi. 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 Well, there's an Elekid. Again, just so we're very clear, if I do accidentally run into something, that does not disqualify Togepi. The wheel is the ultimate arbiter for Grand Underground. It is the random that we obey. Considering the situation with Wake, I think Elekid would have been better. Hustle only decreases the accuracy of physical moves. Really? I did not actually know that. We might be in here for a little bit. It is a rare spawn. But it's too good of an opportunity to not take. There's a Smoochum. Chingling. By the way, Ghastly is the only regular encounter for this room. Literally everything else is just a rare encounter, I think. Well, I don't know. The list has a section marked Strength Obtained, but I don't know if that means strength, like you've actually gotten the HM strength, or if it means you can use the HM strength. Because you can get the HM for strength very, very early. But you can't actually use strength until after Gym 6. But I am seeing a lot of Bronzor and Meditite, which makes me think it might have actually meant that you just have to have the move, even if you're not able to use it. Woohoo! I can feel that hot tea roiling down my body. It's nice and warm. Very satisfying. Please leave me alone. Eventually, we are going to find a Togepi. I have very little else going on in my life. Ugh. I can spend the time to find this thing. Togepi, Togepi, I need you, Togepi, Togepi, where are you? Bring me Togepi. Bring me Togepi. For the sake of all of our sanity to get, though, I will give this 3 more minutes, and if not, I can always find Togepi on my own time between streams and train it up then. Because I'm not going to bother doing the, putting in a lot of effort to evolving it. At least not today. Come on. Ugh. Mystic, however, we are locked into Togepi. So, if you would like to suggest a name for Togepi now, I can make sure that we use that even if I capture it on my own time. This chamber is in a real jerk. All I want is a little angry egg. Is that so much to ask? Give me a little egg monster that likes to murder people, in accordance with the ancient prophecies. Oh, well, that takes care of that. Alright, it is level 37. There is no way in hell a confusion kills it. I was very right. In fact, I was so right that I'm going to have to switch to the stronger Psybeam. It may take a few balls to catch this, though. Holy freaking hell! Okay, Double Edge. That's really dangerous. Okay, Bardan, we're going to go with you because you'll take the least amount of damage from Double Edges. We do not want the angry egg to kill itself. Go, go, go! Togepi! Go, go, go! Togepi! And that is how I captured a Togepi. Alright. Do we have a name? Is it a boy or a girl? I did not notice. Cole says female. I think it's a little presumptuous of us to assume it's gender, though. Just because the game mechanically has told us it's gender. Omelet. Alright, let's see if we got what we really want, the Serene Grace omelet. Please be a Serene Grace omelet. It is a Serene Grace omelet. Okay. It does have reduced special attack. That is not good. But it does have increased speed, which is also basically useless in a Paraflinch build. It's not good, but it's not crippling. I will take any nature on any Pokemon that does not reduce defenses and call it successful. Alright, and that means Reginald will be coming back into the party. I am so goddamn happy with that. That is so damn good. Yes, you do want speed to flinch, but when you're running a Paraflinch build, which is what I would do with him, it's extremely unlikely that you'll go second after you paralyze. Although the speed does help with the initial paralyzing. You know what? That's a good point. We didn't look at the Remoraid. Let's take a look. Remoraid is Calm. Okay, Calm with Sniper. Honestly, not bad. Not bad at all. And we also did not look at Ford Cruller, who's got Docile and Early Bird. Okay. Works for me. Alright, let's get out of here. Yeah, Artillery is fine. And honestly, we needed a water type. You know, since I lost my Shellos and my Bibarel. Alright, let's get through this so we can go get our 5th and 6th badges real quick. I want... Okay, I will say this. Okay. The stream today will end when I achieve 2 objectives. The first objective is to attempt to catch Spiritomb. And the second objective is to try to get a Gibble in Wayward Cave. Those are our 2 objectives for today's stream, and both of them require getting the 6th gem badge. And then after this, I will consider us caught up, and the next Brilliant Diamond stream will be on our normal streaming day of Saturday. Coles, we are not near the Spiritomb yet. You are so passionate about some Pokemon, and so anti-passionate about others. It's okay. You can just be happy with whatever options come up. It's going to be alright. More importantly, we got the TM95s. Cool. I'm never happy. As someone who has struggled with depression most of their life, I relate. Hey Cyrus, what's up? You want to create a new world? That's probably fine. I'm pretty sure I met, like, your great, maybe one more great-grandma. She was okay. Route 211, pretty sure we've already hit. Alright. It's time for Wonder Weapon to show just how powerful they truly are. Let's go, Wonder Weapon. Oh, we're gonna have a damn good time with this. Also, luckily, since battle animations are off, we're actually going to be able to get through this fight in a relatively quick amount of time. Blissey is going to sweep this entire team. Or die. 3 plus 5 plus 7 is 15. Ooh, spooky ghost gym. Math questions. Ooh. 12 plus 28 is 40. Ooh, do you feel the eldritch chill in your heart? From math. 3 times 13 is 39. And the first room's answer was 15. Okay. Here we go. It's go time. Time for the big one. Step 1. Substitute. Step 2. Get evasion up to +6. Evasion +2. Evasion +4. Evasion +6. Next step, boost defense. Defense +2. Defense +4. Defense +6. Next step. Get special attack and special defense up to +6. +1. +2. +3. +4. +5. +6. And now we use Thunderbolt until we have a gym badge. Because it is just that goddamn simple. And that is why Blissey is truly my Wunderweapon. No one Ubermenches like Wunderweapon. Gengar, you've got nothing that can threaten me. Yeah, Fantina loses here. Magical Leaf. A crit. You could not even break the substitute with a crit. Pathetic. We can get it down to potion range. I can play this potion game as long as you want, Fantina. But I'm pretty sure you just use your only 2. And Wunderweapon lands with a crit. And Wunderweapon never took a single point of damage from enemy attacks. The only HP loss they had the entire battle was from making 1 substitute. And update the display for 5 badges. And we now have access to Surf. Cool. We could go checking various Surf routes at this point. But to be honest, I kind of just want to head down and get our 6th gym badge, a shiny stone, and the Riolu egg. We can check routes before we end the stream today. That was absolutely beautiful. Hello. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. Thanks, Cynthia. Alright, let's move on. And my 2nd cup of green tea is ready. God, that was such a fantastic 5th gem. Now, I do want to be clear. This is the point in the first attempt where everything started to fall apart. And it was pretty bad. Alright, Route 218. Route 218. Alright, encounters Floatzel, Shellos, Gastrodon, Mr. Mime, and Wingull. So let's go ahead and rappel across the water. Also, I do have Shadow Claw. I think I'll take Shadow Claw over Taunt. Cool. Dig is another decent option. Hello. You know, it's a shame that the Pokemon Company never just actually made Pokemon watches, like with all these little apps on them. I would have definitely gotten one back in the day. Like, I would have loved to have something like that. Also, unfortunately for you, I can do this. Good job, Mantike. You did your best, and that's what counts. God, you're so adorable. Ah, once upon a time, we do have the Poke Walker. Yes, I loved my Poke Walker. So, true story, the Poke Walker is how I got a Spiritomb in Gen 4. It was the only reason I managed to get a Spiritomb. Alright, good job, Barton. Once upon a time, I feared the Gyarados. Now, it is a laughable annoyance. Okay, here's our encounter. Well, first we should check some berries. Ideally, I would also like to make sure that I plant some berries so I can work on Riolu's happiness. Togepi is going to take the longest to make happy. Simply because it is not egg hatched. But hey, at least it's not a Bunnery. Those things hate you. Oh my god, it's actually a good rare encounter. Oh, that's wonderful. I have terrible news, Cole. You have to name the Mr. Mime. Good God, you tanked that. I genuinely think it survives a close combat. Oh, you little jerk. Oh my god. Okay, at this point, you scare me a little bit. Yes, it is a female Mr. Mime. All girl Mr. Mimes are Mr. Mimes. How dare you take my natural cure? Oh, God, no! Why would you land a crit? Of all the things I expected a Blissey to do, it was not land crits. Well, that was horrifying. Anyway, Ted Bundy for the name. And, Mitz, assuming that we catch this, you will be the next on the naming list. Boom. Alright, adding it to the list. Which route are we on? I've completely lost track. Your name is Ted Bundy. I cannot use the name Ted Bundy, Coles. You'll have to suggest a different one. Diddy. Ooh, good catch. Yeah, it wouldn't know about the Diddy issues yet. Alright, we have gotten Girl Diddy, which I think is just Glycine Maxwell. I am not saying that I believe that Mr. Mimes are more likely to commit sexual crimes. Okay? I am not saying that. What I am saying is that if I found out that Mr. Mimes are more likely to commit sexual crimes, I would not be surprised by the information. There is a difference between those two things. I am absolutely willing to enjoy Mr. Mime without prejudice. Alright, next stop, Iron Island. Let's go get ourselves a Riolu egg. Mitz, you will get to name the Riolu. I forgot we have a rival battle here. Reginald seems to be interested in the other Pokemon's scent. That is not information I needed to know, Reginald. Yeah, Barton's gonna kick your ass, Staravia. Bye, Staravia. Good job, Wunderweapon. No, you actually went for a Heracross. That's an interesting choice. Psychic. Good job, Heracross. You tried your best. And that's what matters. Good job, Reginald. I'd nickname it Anubis. Okay. Riolu's name is going to be Anubis. You didn't bring this out first. Can I just kill you with a Psychic? No. Okay. I'm betting you're not going to have, like, Fire Blast or something. Yeah, we're fine. Good job, Barton. And here comes Prinplup. And Thunderbolts for Prinplup. Alright. What levels are we looking at for... Okay. Byron's Ace is level 39. Does his Bronzor run Heatproof or Levitate? It runs Levitate. Okay. So, the problem is the Steelix and the Bastiodon both have attacks that are super effective against fire, and they both have the ability Sturdy. I think the best thing to do is to go for another Wunderweapon sweep. Bronzor has Confuse Ray, Sandstorm, Trick Room, and Flash Cannon. So we can set up against that. We'll need to drop a few healing items just to the chip damage. But I'm pretty sure that Wunderweapon will be able to handle that fine. I did make a point. Let's see. Do I specifically want to go grab some max potions? I probably should. Just because of how much HP they have. Alright, Iron Island. First thing I want to do when I get there is check Grand Underground. I need to see if Iron Island accesses the northwest portion of the Grand Underground. Because if it does, we can go ahead and get another encounter, and we can unlock access to Spiritomb. So, Grand Underground. Where does this go? No, it does not. Okay. So, no way to access that until the ice areas. That's fine. Alright, this is where we use the super repels. I want that item. I don't know what it is, but it's there and I want it. Therefore, you will fight me. A Luxio, huh? Is that all you got? Well, how does your Luxio enjoy death by fire? Cool, good talk. And you also have a Stunky. Aw, that's adorable. Tell me, how does your Stunky feel about being repeatedly beaten to death by my fists? It doesn't like it very much. Yeah, Reginald can play a little rough sometimes, but really, he means well. He's harmless. He doesn't bite. He punches and flamethrowers, but he doesn't bite. We found an iron ball. This is the greatest archaeological discovery in the history of mankind. It's a ball. And it's made of iron. We found an escape rope. This is the greatest archaeological discovery in the history of mankind. It's a rope. And it's made out of escapes. We found a small girl. Picnicker Summer. This is the greatest archaeological discovery in the history of mankind. It's a picnicker. Made out of summer. Flamethrower. Easy. Hey, Charum, what's up? You doing good? Cool, good talk. Gotcha. Wunderweapon is now the same level as Byron's Ace. That is excellent. And one more super repel. That's good because we're definitely going to burn through a few. You tricked me, small child. You are truly a devious villain. I choose to go this way. I changed my mind. I choose to go this way. Max Ether. Actually quite important for when we get to the Elite Four. Please do not go up the stairs. Iron Tail. Pretty good move, but not something I would rely on for a Nuzlocke. We also found a bottle of iron. Alright, now it's time to go join Riley. Hey Riley, what's up? Once we are done with Iron Island, I will take a short restroom break. And then when we come back, I will actually hatch the Riolu egg so that Mitz can name it. So we'll just spend a few minutes talking and... Actually, Mitz, if you just want to throw out... Oh yeah, you already gave the name. Screw it. I can name it after stream, but I am going to mark here on my spreadsheet that Riolu is going to be named Anubis. And since we are making a note of that, Mystic, you will be next on the naming queue. But that's probably not going to be anything for a bit. I just got Incubus and Brimstone back to back. Judging by your by your capital letters, I'm going to assume that that is very good. Bardan, you're up. Reginald. Good job, Reginald. Cool. I'm stealing your magnet. Because I am a hero. Excuse me. Fight time. I have played so much goddamn Pokemon this week. It has actually been crazy. But it was the only way to make sure that I didn't have to spend more than another month working on Brilliant Diamond. And I am really, really interested in getting to my next Saturday streaming series that is not going to be Pokemon. I very much want to do that. I should be paid tomorrow. I have been really, really debating if I want to get Pokopia or not. The thing is, I am 100% sure that if I get Pokopia, I am going to have an amazing time with it, and I'm going to love every second of it, and it's going to bring me a lot of joy, and it's going to be incredibly fun. On the other hand, it is going to take up time. Regardless, I am not planning on streaming or making, like, videos of an entire playthrough of Pokopia. That's one thing I'm definitely not doing in either case. That's just way, way too big a game, way too much stuff. I'm just not going to do that. But just for my own time, I know that I would love it. I know that I would. But that is a significant time investment. But on the other hand, what the hell else am I going to do with my time, realistically? I have kind of been thinking that it's probably inevitable that Pokopia is going to get some kind of additional content to it. Probably some kind of DLC or something. I have thought about just sitting around and waiting and seeing. My point is, I'm definitely going to play Pokopia at some time, at some point. What I don't know for sure is if I want to jump into that right now. I mean, I have done a metric ton of Pokemon content over the last 5 months. Both on the channel, but also just on my own time. And I really don't know if I want to jump into even more Pokemon content right now. But at the same time, it's definitely not going to be a gameplay experience similar to any of the other Pokemon. I don't know. I'm kind of wibbly-wobbly on it. Realistically, what's going to happen is that at some point I will have an impulse to go buy Pokopia, and then that's probably when I'll buy Pokopia. Like, I've already accepted I'm going to get it at some point in the future, so... Once I have the impulse to do it, I'll just do it. Maybe that'll be tomorrow, maybe it'll be next week. Maybe it won't be for months, but when the impulse comes, we'll do it. Do you mean wishy-washy? Wishy-washy, wibbly-wobbly. Ugh, Fire Spin. Why the hell would I want Fire Spin? Ugh, why would I want Double Edge? How dare you poison jab me? You little jerk. Just because you were kind enough to stop Brock from sexually harassing women all the time does not mean that you get an open invitation to punch me. Nice. Alright. And we've gotten the egg that is going to be the Riolu that we name Anubis. And then, more importantly, on the way out is something extremely crucial to our future success. And it is in that ball right there. Shiny Stone, which we use to evolve Togetic into Togekiss. Alright. The time has come for the 6th gym. I think for the sake of efficiency, U-turn TM is in the city by Surf. Gotcha. I think I actually already have a U-turn TM. No, I don't. I had X-Scissor. Yes. Given Blissy's HP... I will take 9 max potions, please. I actually do have Conolave on my encounter list. Conolave is 35% Finian with a good rod. That's the only one that I can still capture. Oh, okay, I do still have another flamethrower TM. Flamethrower, Wunderweapon. Just replace your Thunderbolt real quick. Perfect. So this is where it gets real risky. Infernape is probably the best way to handle most threats around here. But he is also weak. And last time we lost Infernape to an unlucky crit. Thank you for the information on the TM. And let's see if we get that 35% Finian. We did not get the Finian, so Conolave City is a dead location. Alright. Okay. And now I'm going to take my little restroom break, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's get this son of a bitch. Hello, Steelix. Meat flamethrower. Mm-hmm. Okay. I just want to make very certain... Ain't this the same Steelix who killed Ape the first time? Yes, I actually believe he is. He delivered a crit to me, and it killed me. And this time, no. Maybe this one? Hello. We are at... around 2 hours streaming so far today. Not bad. It has not felt like 2 hours to me. I have no idea why there's a Skorupi here. I am confident, though, with my higher level this time, that I could probably tank just about any attack from the trainers in here, short of, like, a crit Earthquake. Ooh, Cross Poison! Yeah! Cross Poison's awesome. Good job, Scorp Corp. I cannot wait for Scorp Corp to evolve. Is it this one? When in doubt, go with the path of greatest resistance. Cool. Hello, Gerardo. I don't think you could kill me even if you do manage to land a hit. Perfect. And you also have an Onyx. Cool. Nice. So many trainers. I see. None of these guys are running sturdy Onyxes. The Steelix was sturdy, but none of the Onyxes were. Okay, level 32 Steelix. I have a defense reduction. But he didn't run a sturdy Steelix either. Nice. Good job, Reginald. Hello. Hi, Brianna. Huh. In Azumarill. That's different. Anyway, Barden, why don't you handle that? Nice bulldoze. Very interesting move choice. Anyway, here's a Thunderbolt. And good. And you're down. It is just that simple. I went backward. Alright, let's earn ourselves a 6th badge. Wunderweapon. We're going to be relying on you again. Alright, same plan as with Fantina. We set up everything we can, and then we take them out. The only thing we're going to do differently is the order. We're going to start with Substitute, and then we are going to minimize, and then we're going to Calm Mind before we go to the X defenses. We're also going to be dealing with chip damage from Sandstorm. Okay. So first up, Evasion. Evasion +2. Uh-huh. Evasion +4. Evasion +6. Now we go for Calm Minds. Calm Mind +1. +2. +3. +4. +5. And we are at Calm Mind +6. Next. Defense +2. Defense +4. Defense +6. Alright, I want to wait until the turn where the Trick Room falls off. So we're going to start with Max Potion. And I think this is the turn where the Trick Room falls off, so let's move on to Flamethrowers. Bronzor down. Okay. Alright, Trick Room wears off. Sandstorm wears off this turn. Both Steelix and Bastiodon both have Sturdy, so it's impossible for us to one-hit kill either of them. So the increased defenses from Sandstorm don't matter. Gyro Ball, good hit. Sandstorm down. And we have baited Byron into potion range. Nice. We're going to have a perfectly clean sweep for Gym Badge 6. There is no possible world where Byron wins now. Nice. Alright, last up, Bastiodon. Bastiodon used its Citrus. Hello, Doctor. Welcome. We are just about to earn our 6th badge in another clean sweep with our Blissey Wunderweapon. Absolutely perfect. And that is Gym Badge 6. Doctor, would you like to go ahead and be added to the naming queue? I'm willing to put you to the top of it, since you have not named a Pokemon today, and every other person here has named at least one Pokemon already. Gotta go in 10 minutes, so no. Okay. Alright, library time. Well, I appreciate you stopping by today. It's always good to have people around. It's very satisfying. Cool. Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, thanks, Rowan. Cool. Oh, no. There was an earthquake. Definitely an earthquake. And definitely not the result of a giant fucking bomb. Because that would be crazy. A second bomb has hit Sinnoh. Oh no. Look, this is such garbage. Look. You can't just buy into all this bullshit the mainstream media tells you, okay? Look. Did you know that the bomb is not, like, the supposed bomb is not even hot enough to evaporate a lake? Yeah. Like, they're so blatantly lying to us. But, before we do that, let's go see if we get a Gibble. Okay. Who could we put into the party that might not kill a Gibble? Like a level 17 Gibble. Gunnicorn probably can't kill a Gibble. Did I ever grab... Yes, I did grab a Ponyta Sprite. Perfect. Alright, Gibble check. Mystic, if you are still around, it is possible you might get to name a Gibble. Gibble would be ridiculously good to have. Just straight up in-game Pokemon right there. Alright, this is Basement 1. This is where we can find Gibbles. Also, there's a few treasures in here that I would not mind getting. Oh. Or revive. A completely useless item. Reviving Pokemon. What kind of BS is that? Alright, let's see if luck favors us. Luck does not favor us. Wayward Cave was a Zubat. No Gibble. That is unfortunate. Alright, let's move on then. There we go, Max Ether. PP is going to be very important for the Elite Four since we have a max party size of 4. The important thing is that we tried. We did try, and we made a legitimate effort. Okay. So, thank you for visiting, Ponyta, but we are going to replace you with Jirachi again. Alright. Lake Valor. Still catch a Gabite in Victory Road, at least? Can we? Is that actually, one of the encounters in this game? I think that might be Platinum you're thinking of. Yep, no Gabites or Gibbles in Victory Road in BDSP. Sucks then. A little bit, but we've already got a hell of a team. You didn't pick up Earthquake, though. I'll make my way to it. I mean, we're gonna have Dialga, so... I mean, let's be honest. Dialga is gonna be plenty as far as dragon power goes. I would really like my Skorupi to evolve. Drapion is pretty damn powerful, and I would be very happy to have one. We don't really need to prioritize Earthquake for the time being. Cool. Excuse me. Hello. Alright, what do you got, Grunt? Oh, Golbat. Okay, that's actually pretty effective. Luckily, I know someone who is good to handle a Golbat. So, what other locations do we still have to check? Twinleaf. Oh, right, we didn't do the routes south of Twinleaf. We still need to do those. Sunny Shore, Mount Coronet. I never... I never wrote down my acquisition of the Riolu egg. Fuego Ironworks, Flow Aroma Meadow, Acuity Lakefront. There we go. Ugh. Good job, Golbat. We're all very proud of you. Damn, a crit. That must have hurt like hell. Cool. Next. Ooh, it is a bad day to be a Croagunk. Oh, that is some strong green tea I brewed. Woo! Excuse me. Excuse me. Hello. I'm here to fight you because I'm the hero. Alright, Saturn, what do you bring to the table? I see. You have a Kadabra. Unfortunately for you, I have prepared something for psychic types. Go! Shadow Claw. A Shadow Claw crit. Yeah, you are very dead. Alright, Commander, what else you got? A Bronzor. That's hilarious. Flamethrower. What else you got? A Toxicroak. What does Toxicroak think of flamethrowers? Ooh, Revenge. Not a bad hit. Good job, Toxicroak. You actually managed to hurt me. And now you're dead. Cool. Well, that was easy. Moving on. Needed to look at something here. Okay. So, Scorp Corp does evolve next turn. Since we are heading this direction anyway... let's go ahead and check a few other locations. Okay, Route 209 is Tentacle, Wingull, Tentacruel, and Pelipper for surfing, none of which I can get. Good Rod is 35% Finian, and I believe that is the only possible option for that location. Barden can take point. Hearing Overwatch is making a comeback. That's great news for the people who love Overwatch. Okay, Good Rod. 35% Finian. 35% Finian. Good Rod. 35% Finian. Good Rod. 35% Finian. And it is a Magikarp. Route 219 is dead. Let's move on to Route 220. Route 220 is exactly the same. So 35% Finian Good Rod on Route 220. Then we get to the more interesting route. Excuse me, small children. I am doing very important adult things. I am collecting large numbers of animals. Because I am a hero. We got some Carbos. Is this Route 220 yet? Yes. Okay, we are on Route 220. 35% Finian. I have faith. I should not have faith. But I do. Come on, come on, come on. Where are you, you damn fish? Damn you, fish! Nibble my rod! This is my rod. It is a good rod. An older man told me that this was a good rod. Alright, we got the Finian. So this, we're going to mark Route 220... Finian. Mark those both as new encounters. Okay. It is level 12. There is absolutely nothing I can attack it with that won't kill it, except for Toxic. So we'll just Toxic it and start throwing Ultra Balls. Mystic, you get to name the fish. Go! Ultra Ball! And then the more interesting one is Route 221. Where we could get a Floatzel, Stunky, Skuntank, or Roselia. All of those are new encounters. The fish's name is Angel. Very nice. We've got a hell of a team building up. Damn it. Cole, you will be next to name. And if you don't get to name something on this route, then, I think it might be Snow Route for you, actually. Because I am going to rappel through Mount Coronet. Possibly Snover. We can't be certain. Is Snover gonna be the new Magnemite? Reginald! Let's not leave you there. Let's go with Scorport. Goodbye, Gyarados. Go rotten hell. Magnemite would have been the next Magnemite, but... Oy. I simply don't share the kind of dedicated interest with almost any Pokemon that you share with some. Alright, we finally get something really, really cool. We're actually going to move these a little bit, space them. Because Corp is evolving. Go, 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 go. Hell yes. We have a freaking Drapion. It is no longer a bug type. That is important. It is now purely poison dark. Actually, a pretty damn tough Pokemon. Oh, Corp, I am so proud of you. Alright, let's see if we get an encounter on this route. And then we can head to Twin Leaf. Is it even possible to get anything in Twin Leaf at this point? Twin Leaf is Psyduck and Golduck while surfing. And weirdly enough, Psyduck and Golduck are Pokemon that we have never had during our entire run of the marathon. Pikmin 1 was beaten with 0 throws. Really? I'm gonna have to see that. That sounds awesome. This Ace Trainer really just pulled a, oh, you are approaching me? Yeah, I'm approaching you. I'm also going to win. You are a pathetic insect against me, Ace Trainer. Boom. Good old Peekaboo. Eat Thunderbolt. I sent over the video. Thank you for that. And a Lopunny. Okay, I'm going to say this. I have never found Lopunny to be attractive. Like, am I the weird one? Am I the asshole here? I do not see the appeal of the design. Like, I didn't see the appeal of the design in 2D, and I really don't see it in 3D. Am I a freak? Let me rephrase that. Is that evidence that I am a freak? I just think it's cute. TM for X-Scissor. Alright, here we go. Here's the Route 221 encounter. It is a Floatzel. Okay. Coles, you may get to name a Floatzel, assuming that I can capture this. Wonder Weapon with a flamethrower should not kill it, I believe. I am confident enough I can get this that I'm just going to go ahead and write it on my list. Floatzel. And boop. Cole, we're not guaranteed to get a Snowver. And even if we get a Snowver, it's not a catastrophe if someone else gets to name a Snowver. God damn it. Well, it's not a problem anyway, because this goddamn Blissey landed a crit, and Float Soul will not be joining us. If that flamethrower had not crit, it would have survived. It would have been fine. But anyway, Cole, would you like to name a Golduck and or Psyduck? Besides, if Mitz is still here, it would be Mitz's turn to name next, not Mystic. Okay, Golduck. Golduck in Twin Leaf. Can we capture a Golduck? This is level 40 with Hydro Pump. And Amnesia. I can surf to the Fuego Ironworks. Might do that. Float Soul, Shellos, Gastrodon, Wingull, Shinx, Luxio, Pachirisu. The Fuego Ironworks, the only options for it are 10% Pachirisu, or we can use it for a Honey Tree as well. But it's probably not going to be... but it's probably not going to be a rare Honey Tree. So, do we want to go for the 10% Pachirisu? Or do we want to save it for... yeah, 10% Pachirisu or Honey Tree for Fuego Ironworks. Which do we want to do? Okay, Twin Leaf Town. We have captured a Golduck, and we are naming it Psyduck. I actually like that a lot. We do not have a single electric type. So, honestly, probably best to just go for the 10% Pachirisu. I mean, we don't have that, but we do have Barden, who does have Thunderbolt. Screw it. At this point, almost nothing we catch in a regular... Nothing we catch in a regular Honey Tree is going to be part of, like, an essential game-winning strategy. So, yeah, we will just go for the 10% Pachirisu. And, you know, Scorpcorp? We're actually going to let Scorpcorp... We're going to let Scorpcorp take point now that he's finally evolved. We are knocking out so many things today. Hello. Hey, Rowan. Alright, fight time. We are doing so damn good today. Floaroma Meadow and Route 210 we are both saving for honey encounters. We are very quickly running out of locations. Let's see how good your cross poison can hit for. Alright, Drapion, impress me. You are truly the Scorp Corp to end all Scorp Corps. Damn! Good on ya! You've got a Glameow. And a Golbat. Okay. Flamethrower with a Golbat. Didn't you say you turn back on animations? For the next stream, I will turn back on animations. But since I've still got some stuff I want to turn through today, we're going to leave them off for right now. Stunky! Nice. Nice. Quick and easy fight. Scorp Corp levels up. Perfect. Hello. Interesting. Let's go with... Cross Poison on Beautifly. Flamethrower on Stunky. Nice. Nice. Perfect. Alright. You know what? We'll leave out Scorp Corp. Hello! I am here to kick your ass because I am a hero. Ah, right. I should also take my, antacid for the day. Okay, Golbat's like one of those things I really can't deal with. Bardan, you're up. U-turn! Interesting. Apparently they couldn't handle this either. Bronzor. Oh yeah, I didn't do any Banjo-Tooie this week. You know what? That's fine. I've done multiple... This is literally my third stream already during the week. It's fine. We can go back to Banjo-Tooie next week. We're close to finishing up that series anyway. Hey, Golbat. Bye, Golbat. Next. Yeah, this is going to be a 5-stream week. That is crazy. Your slash means nothing to me. Alright, victory. No, I do not want soft-boiled. So we are going to make our way to Snowpoint City. We're going to check the routes along the way there. And then we'll do the Grand Underground around there. And we will end the stream by catching Spiritomb. Or putting up our absolute best effort to catch Spiritomb. And the fact that we actually have an Infernape as we head up there is very, very good. Alright. Let's go. I got some berries. I got some berries. I got some berries. Berries, berries, berries. Berries, berries, berries. Berries, berries, berries. Quick math problem for you to think on. You are welcome to try to give me one, but I can't guarantee how much of my brain is actually available for processing. Okay, Mount Coronet. Thank you for the defog. Thank you, Bidoof. We found a bag of Stardust. Why not go grab that? We've got plenty of things. Good job, Bibarel. Thank you for the strength. Bag of soft sand. If we have 2 squares in the addition, the A and A sides are 36 in the average. What length are A and A prime? They are... Hold on, let me look at that real quick. If we have 2 squares, and the addition of the A and the A prime side are 36, and the average of the squares is 9 to 36, what length are A and A prime? Oh! Okay, yeah, that's easy enough. The answer is they are both real numbers. I hope that helps. Welcome to Route 216. Who can actually help catch things here? Diddy might be one of the best options. Honestly, we'll just take Mebby for now. Wonder Weapon is completely fine for the moment. So where's my Staravia? Here we go. Cool. Alright, here's the encounter. Alright, Route 216 is dead with a Graveler. That gives us 2 more places on the way to Snow Point that might have a Snover. Yes, I would like to use the thing. We are such a high level, I really don't need to waste my time grinding on these trainers. This was a math problem we got in school. The answers are A equals 12 and A prime equals 24. See, I told you, those are absolutely real numbers. The range of answers I suggested included both solutions. Clearly, I am a genius. No. We're not screwing around with this bullshit. We are getting through this quickly and efficiently. God frickin' damn it, Pelipper. Barnan, would you mind, please? But you should have given concrete answers by solving the problem, not giving ranges. I disagree. Clearly, my solution is superior. Nice. Good job, Mebby. This god damn fucking hippo. Do you remember how much trouble these goddamn hippos gave us last time? Oh, fuck these hippos. Come on. Death to hippos. Do you know Pokemon Revolution Online? The name sounds slightly familiar to me, and that's the only definitive answer I can give. Thank you for the spell tag. It was the precursor of Poke MMO, which I also have no experience with. Anyway, it's time for possible Snover encounter number 2. And Route 217 is dead with a Medicham. That gives one more possible location check for today that might have a Snover. And then there is also the possibility that our Grand Underground section for here may also have a Snover. Okay, moving on. Nice. Would a combat medic use an SMG? If it was part of their regular loadout, certainly. Every combat medic should carry some form of weapon. Okay, Acuity Lakefront. Coles, here is the next location that might have a Snover. And our Acuity Lakefront encounter is taking a while to show up. It is a Zubat. Acuity Lakefront is dead. None of these three routes contained a Snover. There's still the chance of running into a Snover or a Abomasnow on Mount Coronet. We have not exhausted our Mount Coronet encounter. So that is a possibility. But for now, we are heading into the Grand Underground. So let me prepare the wheel. Okay. Let's see what kind of area we are going to be exploring in the Grand Underground for this area. And the answer is literally the most boring possible answer, the Spacious Cave. I'm not terribly happy with that. Alright, Spacious Cave. Possible encounters for Spacious Cave are... This is a much easier way of putting them. And that is not all the options, because it could also be... any of these. And that is not all of the encounters either, because it could also be As far as rare spawns go, any of these. Basically, there's a lot of possibilities. And that is also not all the encounters it can be, because we have obtained strength. Which means it could be any of these. And that's not all either, because we also have defog, which means that it could also be any of these. So here is the list of all possible encounters for the spacious cave. Okay. Let's see what happens. Well, we don't have to worry about it too much, because it's a Zubat. Well, okay then. We will go ahead and mark off the northwestern portion of the Grand Underground as a dead route. Now, there is actually something else that I need to do here. So, let's see. Where am I right now? I am in the N1 section. So this is where one of the NPCs I haven't talked to yet spawns. So hopefully if we get the regular NPC for this area, it will be one called Micah. That is Micah. Okay, Micah is done. We can head to section N2. And we are looking for someone named Kawika. Kawika. Excuse me, Bunny. Alright, let's check their spawn spots. Here is spawn spot 1. And we're just going to keep refreshing the area until we run into Kawika. Here's spawn spot 2. And spawn spot 3. And we did get Kawika. So now I need to head to section N4. And it looks like probably the fastest way to go is through here. And in section 4, we are going to be looking for an NPC named Dawn. Or alternatively, if we get one of the rares, we're looking for a Blair, Rita, or Kellen. But the normal spawn for this next section we're going to will be an NPC named Dawn, with 2 N's. Do-do-do-do-do-do. And we will just keep refreshing it until we find Dawn or Blair or Rita or Kellen. And if all of my tracking has been accurate, that should bring us up to 32 NPCs. Hey, Badu. Okay, so for this section, the first spawn point is down here. And that is Dawn. Okay. So if I've been tracking properly, we should have now talked to 32 different named NPCs underground. So, in theory, we can now encounter Spiritomb. So I want to be very sure about this. I want to make sure it doesn't have something that I need to be really careful about. Spite, Payback, Nasty Plot, and Hex. And it will be encountered at level 25. I can't use False Swipe on it, since it's a ghost type. Maybe is probably about the best option. Does anyone have anything to, like, afflict it with a status effect? No. Wait. We can make it water type, and then we can false swipe it. Okay. We have a strategy. So we are going to take Psyduck. And we are going to stop by Veilstone. So, congratulations on being a Golduck. Because I'm pretty sure Scorpcorp's got to be able to learn False Swipe, right? Somebody I have will be able to learn False Swipe. Because Spiritomb, I believe, does not have a particularly favorable catch rate. I've got a crap load of balls to throw at it. How is my supply of Ultra Balls, actually? 13 Ultra Balls. Yeah, I can grab a few more. False Swipe. Cool. Actually, let's buy another False Swipe. False Swipe, Scorpcorp. Time to forget how to Bug Bite. Perfect. Alright, let's go do this. Assuming I am right and Spiritomb actually appears. If Spiritomb does not appear, I'm not going to bother trying to troubleshoot it here on stream. My ass cannot be bothered with that. And not to mention, it will take some time to figure out where I might have messed up. Coles, you are still top of the naming list. Crap. Hold on. One stop. This may be important. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Got a call from my mom, and since she's like 2 days out of the hospital, figured probably important to take that call. She's doing fine. She was just calling basically to let me know that she's fine. Anyway, here's the Spiritomb, which means that my system was completely correct. Coles, I believe naming the Spiritomb is on you. Anyway, first thing we need to do is change it into a water type. And now we need to false swipe it. Absolutely perfect strategy. Boom. Oh no! My false pee-pee. You have made my false pee-pee go down. You're no match for me, Spiritomb. Your ability to tack my pee-pee will not save you. Even if you make my pee-pee as small as it can be, I will still be able to impress you with my balls. Okay, that was so much easier than I thought it would be. Anyway, I got a Spiritomb. That's awesome. So now I just need a name for the Spiritomb. So the only other routes unaccounted for are 210, which is for honey, 223 and 222, which I can't reach, Flow Aroma Meadow, which is for honey, Fuego Ironworks, I can do Fuego Ironworks, Lake Acuity and Lake Valor, Mount Coronet, Spear Pillar, Sunny Shore City, and Victory Road, and one more Grand Underground section. But you still have a micro PP. It's okay. You go to a Pokemon Center and they give you your PP back. Anyway, what do you want to name the Spiritomb? TM for Giga Drain is here with Surf. Ooh, good to know. Thank you, Mitz. And that means I can close out and get rid of the thing I was using to track Underground. I got no clue, honestly. Okay. Mystic or Mitz, do either of you want to suggest a name for Spiritomb? Vortex? Okay, nope, Cole got one in. Vortex, I like that. Vortex the Spiritomb. Alright. Let's go hit the Fuego Ironworks real quick. And then we are going to hatch our Riolo. And that will be it for the stream. We'll turn back on battle animations. And all will be as it should be. Wunderweapon, you're back in the party. We'll leave Scorp Corp in front. Where is my Blissey? Blissey, Blissey, Blissey. There's a Blissey. Okay. What kind of nature did I get for this guy? Bold. Not bad. Actually, really good nature for him. Cool. Oh, man. This attempt at the Brilliant Diamond Nuzlocke is shaping up to be an incredibly good finale for the entire experience. I mean, my God, we are so powerful. Let's go, 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 go. Spiritomb is what Blissey should be tanking-wise, but he's not doing anything with only 50 HP. He's fine. Alright, Fuego. Thanks for coming by, Mystic. I appreciate having you here. Alright, berries. Yeah, berries. We pair berries. We really pair berries. Citrus berries, that's good too. Got anything up here I can grab? No. Okay. Alright, Fuego. Fuego is Floatzel. We never did get the Floatzel. We did accidentally kill the Floatzel. So with Mystic leaving, Mitz, if you want to name this one, go ahead and suggest a name for Floatzel. We are absolutely catching this guy. Weasley, got it. This is Weasley the Floatzel. Ultra Ball, go! Come on, Weasley. Join the party. Alright, Weasley captured. And Weasley... We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 new Pokemon today. And we're about to hatch a 9th. Is the Sun Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon playthrough to be a Nuzlocke or not? No, god damn it, I didn't name it. No, those will not be Nuzlockes. However, they will be under the restriction where every time I clear... Well, that game doesn't even have... doesn't have traditional gyms. So I guess each time I beat... What are they, like, island trials or challenges or something? Each time I beat one of those, I will retire my whole team except for my starter. That's how I will approach those. So I will be cycling through a lot of different Pokemon as I play them. But there will not be any other restriction aside from that. And that's really just so that I get to experience a lot of different strategies that I haven't seen. That's kind of stupid for Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I wouldn't know. But if it is, that's what we'll do. Okay. So all that leaves... is hatching an egg. Look at that beautiful, beautiful box. How's the egg doing, anyway? Ooh. It's already on the second stage of hatching. Alright. Let's hatch it and name it Anubis. And that is where we will end the stream for today. Whee! Oh, yeah, you said the TM for Giga Drain is on that route. No reason not to go grab it. Ultra Sun Ultra Moon is the hardest official mainline Pokemon game. Cool. I still think it's a perfectly reasonable thing to do, though, for it. I don't anticipate any major problems. Cool. And there's the TM for Giga Drain. Perfect. All right. Let the hatching continue. We're just going to keep going up and down and up and down and up and down until we have a Riolu. We will name it Anubis. There's probably going to be some... Oh, that did not take long at all. Rat 1 Alola is so big and split into various sections, making it weird for encounters for Nuzlocke. I think the problem with Alolan challenge runs, based on everything that I've heard people discuss about it, is not that the game doesn't match the challenge, but that people are... Like, there's no official challenge here. Please stop. No, take those off. It's that people have not adapted their challenge to the game. They want to be able to challenge every game in the same kind of way, but the games have different functions and different features, and sometimes you have to come up with new ways of approaching the challenges to fit around that. Alright, there it is. That is Anubis. I believe I have... yeah, a few basic... a few basic things to increase friendship. Yeah, we've got 6 of those. And I've got... I genuinely wonder. Lucario is high friendship during day, right? That's the evolved condition, I believe. High friendship during day. If so, I could definitely maybe get it evolved real quick. You know what? Screw it. I've already been here for 3.5 hours. Yeah, we're gonna call it. This has been an excellent run. We are in such an incredibly good, incredibly strong position of the for this Nuzlocke right now. We've got multiple top-level options. I am so happy about that. The very last thing we will do today is turn the battle effects back on. We will be continuing this on Saturday morning, like usual. Back to the normal time. I'm going to get Riolu and, yeah, Anubis and Omelette leveled up. Probably just those. Shouldn't be too hard to prepare them. Start working on getting Omelette into like a top level Paraflinch build. Where do you get the Thunderwave TM in BDSP? Can be randomly purchased from traders in the Grand Underground using spheres with stock changing daily. Otherwise, it is post-game only. Let's take a look here. The goods trader in the Grand Underground. Thunderwave can require red spheres, blue spheres, green spheres, prism spheres. It doesn't look like it would be a terribly tough time. I might be able to find a hiker that will trade me for Thunderwave. I don't know. I'll work on that later today and tomorrow. But, yeah, that's all I got. I'm going to go do something other than play Pokemon now. So thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all in the next one. And it is time to make the sound to summon the end of the stream. Wow, 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 wow.